Me again. Okay. I'm gonna do it one more time. Wait. You gotta let me do it. Let me do it. But I wanted to talk about the last 2 weeks, and I know some of you probably were expecting me to upload. Yeah, about that. Part of it was me I wasn't burned out from YouTube. I was kind of tired from everything that was happening externally, as far as, you know, my own individual life. And it was rough. I mean, so I was just in a little phase of, you know, that. And then I was also, what really was bothering me was that my body was just tired. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like my mind is there. I'm ready. I wake up. I'm ready to do everything, but my body does not follow suit. And, you know, my eating schedule really sucks. I guess I could put it that way. I usually don't get breakfast in at all. Sometimes I don't eat at all at work, because, you know, I try not to eat out every day, because you'll spend a lot of money doing that. So I usually wait till I get home, and then I have a decent dinner, whatever my brother or dad is cooking. If I don't cook, that is. But they, you know, I'm usually the last one home, so they're always the first ones to cook. So I'll just have whatever they have. Sometimes they don't cook, whatever. Grab Subway, Panda Express, you know. Or maybe a bowl of cereal, I don't know. But I mean, the point is that I don't eat enough, you know, and it's kind of weird because I've been getting slightly bigger. I think I've gained about 15 pounds. I'm usually around 160 or 165, but I weigh about 180, almost 185 with, you know, clothes on. And yeah, I mean, I feel those extra 20 pounds. I don't know how else to put it. I feel it. You know, that combined with the fact that my eating schedule is weird. I just always had energy. I wake up early in the mornings. My brother works an overnight job, so sometimes I go to pick him up. And, you know, the combination, it's not one thing that really is detrimental, but the combination of everything has really put a toll on my body. So I've, after the first week I missed the upload, I was like, okay, I could just upload and then start again. But I was like, no, let me just take another week, because I really need this, and I can feel my body. Like, my body needs this. So I took another week off, and I decided, let me just rest a little more. And it was good too, because the most amazing thing happened. And this is, I didn't want to talk about, you know, the prior 2 weeks for too long, because I really wanted to get into what was so amazing about the end of this 2-week period. And that was something that my fiance did for me. I'm just gonna put this bluntly. You know, I appreciate everything my family does, but and I'm only saying this now because my fiance told my family how I was feeling. But so I had an engagement shoot in the morning of Saturday. I live in Boynton Beach. This engagement shoot was in the little farmhouse down in Miami. I'll maybe put up a picture if I get it in time. Just a little sneak peek. But yeah, anyways, I need to go to this gas station real quick. Gas station is over here. Let me speed up. Alright, I made it. Cool. But anyways, my fiance, I really don't like birthdays, or at least my birthday. Not because I don't like to celebrate, but because usually when there's a birthday, whether it's me or anybody else in the family, we just always end up eating at the cheesecake. And it's always a Cheesecake Factory. The Cheesecake Factory is the mark for us. So, you know, I really wanted to go to the funeral so bad, just because, you know, it's like when somebody you care about is going through a loss, you just want to be there for them. So I really wanted to be there, but I'm like, you know, I'm a big thing about family in a way, and it's just that, you know, I don't want my family to feel some type of way that I'm not going to be there. And, you know, they're only going to, you know, like your grandma and your grandparents, they're only going to be there for so long. So I really want to make the most out of every opportunity, but I'm still feeling conflicted, because the plan was, which was already disclosed, hey, we're going to go to Cheesecake Factory. So I was like, oh man, you know, I'm not looking forward to my birthday this year. So little did I know, my fiance was going behind the scenes, and she did something amazing. We went out to Earl's Bar and Grill at Dadeland Mall, and wow, and the whole day I was floored. We went to the engagement shoot. I need to turn around. We went to the engagement shoot. I'm gonna get gas probably, and then I'm gonna come back and continue this conversation. So let me remember this right here. We were at the engagement shoot. So she put together this thing that I didn't know about yet, obviously. It was so funny because when I was at the engagement shoot, well, before that, the day before, I asked her, I said, hey, you know, so I kept asking my dad, what time are we supposed to be at the engagement shoot? And he didn't know. Oh, I thought I chose regular. So I asked my fiance, you know, what's going on? And she said, oh, I think your dad told me that we were going to go to the drag strip today, on Saturday, I mean, because on Saturday they do test and tunes, or they usually have some kind of event. And I was like, what? We ditched Cheesecake Factory? And they said, yeah, my grandma, they decided, you know, we're just going to go to the drag strip instead. But that was just a cover up. So my dad just keeps telling me, he's like, hey man, because I was asking him, you know, what time the dinner's going to be, because I really want to go to this funeral. And he said, because I said the funeral starts at 3, and, you know, the dinner starts at 6 or 7 or whatever, so, you know, I got plenty of time. I can probably stay for a couple hours at the funeral. He said, trust me, man, just be home by 4. And I was like, why? He said, you'll understand. And I don't know why, you know, guys. I'm a 12th level intellect, okay? Let me just put it out there. I'm just kidding. But, you know, I consider myself pretty smart. And, you know, to God be the glory, of course. He gave me my intellect. But I don't know why I didn't have any red flags. I just thought, okay, well, he said be home by 4. They never say that before. I mean, of 23 years, I'm 23 now. 23 birthdays later, I promise you my family has never urged me to be somewhere by a certain time. If I ever have plans, which I did, I think 2 years ago, I had plans to do something. They just kind of let me go, and it was okay. So I was like, all right, this is odd. But they said it must be something, because they said to be back. So I said, this must not be a normal cheesecake. And we went to, so fast forward, we went to Dadeland Mall. And like I said, I'm going to drive around for a little bit. Not that there's really a lot of exciting places to go in Boynton Beach, but I'm going to go out by 441. So, we out, and we get to Earl's, and we're at Dadeland Mall, and the first thing you always see is Cheesecake Factory. So I was like, okay, no way. I told my dad, I said, don't tell me we drove 70 miles, because we're about 70 miles from Dadeland Mall in Boynton Beach. I said, don't tell me we drove 70 miles just to go to the Cheesecake Factory when there's some up north in like Fort Lauderdale and other places. And he said, no, we're going to a different restaurant. So I saw Earl's Bar, but I didn't think anything of it, because we've never, you know, we've never been to Earl's Bar before. And I was like, okay, wherever we're going must be some exquisite restaurant that's down in Miami. It must be like a single location. Kind of like those family-run Mexican restaurants. So I was like, they must know a pretty nice place. So this is going to be pretty cool. So we get to Earl's, because he told me it was going to be Earl's. So we're at Earl's, and they're holding me outside. They're like, don't go yet, don't go outside. So I'm like, okay, obviously there's a surprise. Even at this point, I didn't realize maybe there's people inside waiting for me. I just thought the table wasn't ready yet, because they said that we had to have every single person to sit inside. And this is, again, another red flag, because normally a restaurant will, if you have like 70 or 80% or at least half of your party, they'll let you go inside. So I'm like, don't tell me this restaurant is so high class that they require every single body. Like, what if you got like 50 people and only 49 show up? But again, I didn't think anything of it, because I was tired. After I got home from the engagement shoot at about 12 o'clock, because I woke up at 7 to get there at 8, and then it turns out it was at 10. But Terry told me to be there at 8, so I was tired. When I got home at 12:30, I think, I went to sleep the whole day. I literally took a nap, and this is part of the reason why I was saying my body was so tired, was because I wanted to get up and I wanted to do things. Like when I got home Saturday, I wanted to edit the video, but every time I tried to just get up from bed, I could not pick myself up. So I took a nap the whole day, and I woke up at 5, and then we left to go to Kendall. So at this point, I was still kind of groggy, but I had some energy, but I wasn't thinking enough to get any of those clues. Oh man, nobody's paying attention today. So we got to Earl's. Sorry, I have to get past people. When I see that people are driving distracted, I just don't want to be around them. But we get inside, and this is when I found out that Cherry was there. at Earl's, because it was in Kendall, and nobody said anything about Cherry being there. So I thought to myself, well, this is weird. I mean, if we're going all the way down to Kendall, kind of makes sense for Cherry to be there, but she never explicitly said if she was going to be there or not. Even though it would make sense because we always invite her to our family stuff. Again, this is my brain was completely off this day on Saturday, and I really was not thinking anything through like I normally do. All right, that was weird, but okay. And so my brother pulls. I'm walking, and I'm about halfway to the table, and my brother pulls me back. He's like, wait, not yet. And I was like, wait, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know, ask your fiance. So at that point it clicked. I'm like, okay, Cherry's definitely here because he just mentioned my fiance. And it wouldn't make sense for him to say that if she wasn't there. So I was like, okay, well, she must be here waiting. I said, well, I don't know what's the big deal. I mean, if it's just her. And he just spoiled that she's here. I mean, why can't I just go? And so I waited about another minute, and then they took me in. And then I saw one of my friends, his name's Jude, and I was just thinking, I was like, that's weird. I was like, why is Jude here? But seeing Jude made me overwhelmingly happy, very overwhelmingly happy. It brought me a lot of joy because I did not expect, you know, of all people, Jude. Jude's one of my newer friends, and like I said, I was about to tear up because just the fact that Jude was there, I was about to tear up. And then they started singing happy birthday, and then I saw a whole bunch of my friends there. They were all sitting in a corner, and I didn't see them at first because I was too focused on Jude. It was a few of my friends, Jude, Amy, Rose, Darian, Janae, and Raim showed up later, and of course Cherry, my boy Raim. But I started crying because I don't know what it is about birthdays, but I'm really sensitive when it comes to birthdays. Like the only other time somebody really sang happy birthday to me in a large group format like that was in 3rd grade, and it was over the PA system. They're like, today is Desmond's birthday, and nobody knew me in this school. So I was sitting in the front, and they started singing over the PA system, you know, happy birthday, and I you know, I was a little kid, but I started crying, and I did not know why, but luckily I was sitting in the front of the class, so nobody saw me crying. But I always remember that. I'm going for a ride, so I'm gonna make a right. I will always remember the day I was bawling crying. I usually take a left to go home, but like I said, I'm traveling around today, seeing what's up. So you know, they started singing happy birthday at Earl's restaurant, and I started crying my eyes out. You know, I got the tears out the way. I was overwhelmed. It's really hard to describe, you know, what feelings were flowing through me that night, but I was, for the most part, overwhelmed. It really means a lot when people surround you. Not literally, you know, physically surrounding you, but the people that surround you in your life, just them showing up means a great deal. And that night, I was reminded, you know, because remember, the funeral was that day, so my friends chose to come, and all of them wanted, like me, they wanted to go to the funeral, but they showed up. And it was a big payoff moment. A big payoff moment because it was a big payoff moment. I don't even have a reason as to why it is, but at the end of the day, you know, everything that happened, just I owe everything to God, because everything my fiance did, you know, she did onto the glory of the Lord Jesus Christ. And yeah, I mean, that might be a hard redirect for some of you, but if I've never said it on this channel, you know, I'm a faithful follower and believer of Jesus Christ. Everything from A to Z in the Bible, I believe all of it. And so, you know, to see what she did, knowing that, you know, she doesn't really make a lot of money at this time. I know she spent a lot of money on this. It can only be God. It can only be God to touch somebody. I don't care if they're my fiance or not. It can only be God to touch somebody to do something like that. And And so that's why I was so overwhelmed, was because I get to see the physical manifestation, or at least the partial physical manifestation of how much God loved me. And he totally singled me out that night. Alright, I'm about to start crying. Let me get it together. Alright, there's the tears. But, you know, I gotta focus on this road. But that's why the end of this 2 weeks was so awesome. And that's pretty much, you know, the roller coaster that I went through. You know, first you went down, but then you go up, and the up part feels so great. Whew. But yeah, it was a great weekend. From the engagement shoots to my sister, her name's Maya. Her company is called Money or Monnier Film Photos with an F. I'm sure that those shots are going to be spectacular, because I actually have worked with her on one wedding, and so much wisdom, skill, and expertise in what she does. So if anybody ever needs a cameraman and you just happen to live in South Florida and you're watching this video, feel free to, I don't even know how I'm going to link her in here, but maybe I'll just put some text. You can find her on Facebook if you search Monnier Film Photos. But everything came together, and it was wonderful. It was beautiful, and it was one of the best it was the best birthday I've ever had, without a doubt. I mean, the best birthday, I'm sorry, that I've ever had. I'm gonna remember this one. I was thinking about it even the whole weekend, because this, you know, my birthday was on Sunday, November 17th, but we had the party at our Earl's on Saturday. It was great. Oh yeah, and then even after, this was the best part, after we had the celebration at Earl's, we went to the panic room with everybody except Jude, because we could only have 7 people, and then I think Jude had to go somewhere. But we went to the panic room, and I got my panic on. Panic with a Q, that is. We did the room where it was a spy room. We were an agent, and we were trying to catch a sleeper that had infiltrated the spy organization. And we cleared the room with 8 minutes left on the clock, like 7 minutes and 58 seconds, I think, or something like a high 7 minutes. It was pretty awesome. And there's the sun, so this should be nice and bright. I like this pathway over here. But yeah, we went to the panic room. Our room started at 10:30, but they let us in at 10. Around 10:10, I think. It was real nice. And man, I was sneezing the whole time. It was a bummer. Alright, so when I got to the engagement shoot, this was also the cool part. There were a bunch of cats there when I got there at 8, and this one cat started following me, and I later found out his name was Nicholas. And I was with Nicholas, and Nicholas was like my homie. He was a black cat. Now here's Lion, so I'm gonna hang a left. This is how I get to whatchamacallit, Wawa. But I was petting Nicholas. I was only using my left hand because I wanted to preserve my right hand. Okay. Wanted to preserve my right hand. There we go. But I think Nick might have been the reason that I had so much sneezing and nasal issues. I don't know. I've only ever been allergic to one cat. I'm not allergic to all cats. But there were like 2 other cats. There was this brown cat and this there was this brown cat that was following us while we were doing the photo shoot. And then there was this black and white one that was hiding under a truck. And then he later came inside, and he also came to me. It was so cool. All the cats came to me. I think Nicholas told him what was happening, and he was like, hey, there's this dude that's just petting all of us, and he's hanging out with me. Because I was sitting on a rock with Nicholas for about a good 30 minutes, and Nicholas was just rolling around, scratching his back and stuff. And then when we got inside, there was this rooster that kept on crowing, and I asked the owner, I said, hey, can we do something with this rooster? Just for the memes, just for the gags. And he said, sure, if you have time, feel free, you know, I'll let the rooster out. That never happened, unfortunately. We didn't have time for the rooster, but there was this pony, and Amy did get this on video. Terry runs a YouTube channel, and she was vlogging her experience. So the truck, don't know if you can see in the mirror, but the truck that went and cut in the left lane when I was in the left lane. So I went over to the right turning lane, and then he went all the way back to the right lane. So it's like, why did you even bother getting in the left lane initially? Whatever. But there was this pony, right? I don't want to get distracted. There was this pony there. It wasn't a horse. It was a little pony. And I totally did. You know how in the movies, people always go up to horses or just animals like dragons or even CGI movies, and they'll go up to the animal and they'll just be like this, and they'll start petting the nose. I did that with the pony. It was so cool. And I had Amy record. I'm like, Amy, just record this because this is a movie moment. You know, this is what they do in movies. So I told her, I said, I want to do the movie pet. The movie stroke. That's what I coined it. And so the first time I did it off camera, but then I had her go back and do it again. And when I was doing it off camera, I was petting it, and then it sniffed my arm, and then it didn't bite me, but it kind of just like nibbled on my sweater. And then it licked it a few times. And I was like, no, this is not food. It only licked it twice, and both times it licked it, it got so much slobber on it. I was actually surprised at, at how messy my sweater got. Not my sweater, my shirt. Look at these beautiful houses. I might have a house up here one day with all this land. But yeah. So it nibbled on it, and then I went back, I had Amy record it, and then I did it again. I hope I have that footage so I can show you, because it was so cool. It was really cool. And I think that was everything. I think that was my whole experience. The Earl's restaurant, we went to a Panic Room, the engagement shoot, the rooster, the cats, all the crazy stuff that happened. And that was really it. I mean, once we got to the Panic Room, we went home. And then, I mean, they did one more thing for me in the morning. They gave me a whole bunch of stickers on my mirror, and they decorated it, and they just put a whole bunch of cute messages on there. So that was really awesome. But this was just all. This was so amazing. And I've told her this before, but I really appreciated, you know, what she did. Like that touched my soul, to put it bluntly. Doesn't look like there's too many people here at this Wawa. I don't want to get smashed in the back, but yeah. But it was an amazing weekend overall. I don't even know if this is going to be a 1 or 2 part video. I just had so much to say. Oh man, but Terry, I know you're watching this. I love you, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for what you did. So guys, that's probably going to be the end of my message here. To support the channel, make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Leave a comment, because I love talking to people. I really do. And I used to have so many people commenting on my videos. But of course, you know, since I went away for like a year and a half, I got to build that up again. But I love talking to people. Just leave your comment, whatever you want to say. Make sure you subscribe. And go check out Cherry's channel as well. Check out Cherry's channel as well, because she does some awesome stuff. She does marital videos and whatnot. But that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until the next time, I'll see you later. Bye. It's me again. Okay. I'm gonna do it one more time. Wait. You gotta let me do it. Let me do it. You ready?
He's shy.
Movie thing.
And scene.